One of the key concepts of understanding the mind is understanding the difference between awareness and mind. Okay? This is a monk's perspective, a monk's experience, and my own personal experience of how the mind works. We have to understand the difference between awareness and the mind. And I have to say to you that this is probably the most important thing I can share with you. I remember an entrepreneur asked me once, he said, Dandapani, what's the most important thing? If there was one thing you could share with me after living 10 years as a celibate monk in a cloistered monastery, what would it be? And I said to him, it would be about understanding the mind. Because if you can understand how the mind works, you can control it. And if you can control it, you can direct it and create what you want in life. So let's define what awareness and the mind is. So I'd like to define awareness as a glowing ball of light. So imagine an orb, so to speak, a glowing ball of light that can float around. Let's call that awareness, okay? And let's put that aside. Let's define what the mind is. Let's define the mind as a vast space with many different areas within it. One area of the mind is angry. One area of the mind is happy, joy, sadness, jealousy, food, sex, art, accounting, all kinds of things, right? And your awareness can travel within the mind. Your awareness, this glowing ball of light, can move within the mind. And wherever it goes within the mind, it lights up that particular area of the mind, and you become conscious of that area of the mind. So if my ball of light, my awareness goes to the angry area of the mind, it lights up the angry area of the mind. I become aware of being angry. Am I angry? No, I am in the angry area of the mind. If my awareness goes to the happy area of the mind, it lights up the happy area of the mind. I become aware of being happy. Am I happy? No, I'm in an area of the mind called happiness. And we can use our willpower and our powers of concentration to move our awareness, this ball of light, to any area of the mind that we want to go to for a period of time. Okay? And here's the most important thing. Where our awareness goes, that is where our energy is flowing. So if life is a manifestation of where we direct our energy, and if we want to control where energy goes, the first step is to control where your awareness goes within your mind. So if your awareness is going to an angry area of the mind, that's where your energy is flowing, and it's actually strengthening the muscles in that area of the mind. Okay? That's the theory of it. I'm going to spend a little time explaining this because for me, this is probably the most important thing that I can share with you. So let's look at a real-life application of this. You've all gone to the movies before, right? Your friend calls you up and say, hey, let's go watch Mission Impossible 16. So like, okay, let's go see what Tom's up to. So you take a shower, you get dressed up, you go to the movies, you buy enough popcorn to feed a whole village in India just for yourself. You're sitting there chatting with your friends, watching the movie. The lights are on. Finally, the lights go dim. Everybody goes silent, right? The movie comes on. And if it's a great director or a great producer, that person can take your awareness for the next hour and a half or 2 hours and move it to any area of the mind they want it to go to, right? It can start off being very thrilling, very exciting, very scary. For example, if you're watching a Bond movie, you know the first 10 minutes is going to be very exciting. That's how every James Bond movie starts, right? So the first 10 minutes, your awareness has gone from chatting with your friend, going to a very exciting area of the mind. Then the first 10 minutes end, the credits come on, there's usually silhouettes of naked women and credits, that's every Bond movie, right? So awareness might go from an exciting area of the mind to a sensual area of the mind, and after the credits, what happens next? They usually go back to MI5, right? They're looking at new watches for Bond, new cars, and special gadgets. Now awareness might go to an area of the mind where it's very creative or intriguing, and then awareness can go to a scary area of the mind, to an angry area of the mind, to exciting area of the mind, and finally you see 2 words on the screen, and it says the end. And you turn to your friend and you go, wow, what an amazing movie. But you've allowed the director, you've paid them $10, $15, $20 to take your awareness from one area of the mind to another, right? You've given them permission. This is what actually happens all day long. All day long, people give other people permission and things around them permission to dictate where the awareness goes in their mind. And they become slave to everyone and everything around them. And their energy is literally going all over the place. To gain mastery over your mind is to really gain mastery over where your awareness goes in your mind. When people say, my mind wanders all the time, technically, that's a false statement. Your mind actually does not wander. It's your awareness that's moving within the mind. Okay, so that's the theory behind it. Let's do a practical exercise to see if this actually is true or if it's just some monk woo-woo talk. Okay. For that, I need audience participation. I need all of you to sit up straight in your chair. So if you have something in your lap, you can place it on the ground. If you're leaning back in your chair, please sit forward. Okay. Keep your spine nice and straight. Your eyes closed. Okay. Keep your head nicely balanced on top of your spine. Take a slow, deep breath in. Slowly inhale and slowly exhale again. I want you to become aware of the room. I want you to become aware of the chair that you're sitting on. Is it comfortable? Is it not comfortable? How's the temperature in the room? Is it warm? Is it cold? Can you hear the humming of a generator outside towards your right? Now I want you to become aware of the most recent wedding that you attended. Do you remember whose wedding it was? Your eyes are still closed. You're thinking about the wedding. Do you remember who it was that was getting married? Were you happy for the couple? Think as much detail as you can about the wedding. Was it a big wedding? Small, intimate wedding, close family and friends, maybe 30, 40 people? Or was it large, 400 or 500 people? Do you remember what you wore to the wedding? Do you remember what the bride wore? Did she make a good choice with her dress? How was the food? Do you remember how much you drank? Was the alcohol free? Did you dance? Some crazy wedding dance? Now I want you to become aware of the most recent vacation that you went on. Do you remember where it was? What kind of vacation was it anyway? Was it a yoga retreat? Was it a surfing trip? Was it a ski trip? Hiking, trekking, road trip? Your eyes are still closed. You're thinking about the vacation. How was the weather at the destination? Was it cold? Was it snowing? Was it raining? Humid, hot, dry? Did you spend a lot of money? Did you not spend a lot of money? How was the food? Was it good? Spicy, bland? Did you get sick eating the food? Try and think everything you can about the vacation. Now I want you to become aware of the room again. Your eyes are still closed. Become aware of the chair that you're sitting on. Become aware of your spine. Are you hunching? Are you sitting up straight? Can you hear the air conditioning outside the tent to your right? Okay, slowly open your eyes and relax back in your chest. Well, thank you so much for doing this exercise with me. The exercise was really to prove two things to you. One, there's a clear separation between awareness and the mind. Two completely different things. Second is, you can actually take your awareness and move it to any area of the mind you want it to go to. You just gave me permission to do that, right? I kept your awareness here in the room. You were thinking about the generator outside, the chair you're sitting on. I took your awareness to the wedding. How many of you were thinking about the wedding today? Probably not very many. You went to the wedding and you started thinking about it, and I kept your awareness there by perpetually asking you questions. How do I know you were thinking about the wedding? Well, I had my eyes open. You had your eyes closed. When I asked questions, I could see the reactions in your faces. Did the bride make a good choice with her wedding dress? A couple of you went, like, okay, bad choice, right? And then you went from the wedding area of the mind, you went to the vacation area of the mind, right? And you started to think about the vacation, and I kept you there by perpetually asking you questions. And when you were in the vacation area of the mind, you were no longer thinking about the wedding. And then you went from the vacation area of the mind back to the room. And I kept you here by asking very specific questions, whether you were sitting up straight, hear the generator outside. I took your awareness from one area of the mind to another. And this happens all day. All day long, we allow people and things around us to dictate where awareness goes. And where our awareness goes, that's where our energy is flowing. And where our energy is flowing, that is what is manifesting in our life. If you want to create what you want to create in your life, you have to be very mindful of where you direct that energy. And in order to direct that energy, you first need to be able to control awareness and focus it single-pointedly on one thing. If you allow someone or something to dictate where your awareness goes, then your energy is going all over the place and nothing is really going to manifest in your life, right? And you can play this game all day of moving awareness in the mind. Let's try one more thing. Do you remember your first kiss? Do you remember? Where was it? At the back of Dad's car? Behind the garage? What was that experience like? Were you nervous? Was it fun? Some were giggling, some were smiling, some were embarrassed. Do you remember what it was like? Do you remember it in your mind? Do you remember the first time someone you loved, someone really close to you, passed away? Someone that was very dear to your heart. That truly meant something to you, passed away. Do you remember the time when you got that phone call? Or found out about it? How did you feel? Do you remember the time when you saw the body, or you were standing next to the body? What was that experience like for you? Painful? Isn't that interesting? Within the space of a minute, we all went from a giggly, laughing, embarrassed area of the mind to a really sad, quiet area of the mind. 980 people in the room, and your awareness went from one experience to a completely different experience. And we can do this all day. I can take your awareness to an angry area of the mind, you'd get all angry and get up and leave. Right? And this happens all day, and this is really important to understand. So where awareness goes, energy flows, and we need to be able to understand there are two completely different things, awareness and the mind. And our goal is to control where awareness goes in your mind. How do we do that? We need to learn concentration, and we need to develop willpower.